In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 top neighborhoods in Brampton that you want to keep your eyes on. Whether you are relocating, moving, or investing in Brampton, then this video is going to help you understand the different areas and all of the things that are highlighted for each one. So stay tuned. We're going to get right into it. My name is Nasira Jamal, and I am a local realtor right here in Brampton, helping so many people who are moving into the area. I love doing these videos because it gives me a chance to showcase what it's like to work, live, and play in Brampton. If you are looking at moving into the area, then these videos are really going to help you. So remember to subscribe to the channel and tap on the little notification bell, because I am uploading new videos all the time and you'll get notified when a new video gets uploaded. I help people from all over the world who are relocating to Brampton, and I absolutely love it. So if you're thinking of relocating, moving, or investing in Brampton, then you can call me, text me, or email me. You can even send a pigeon carrier. I'm here to help, and I can't wait to talk to you. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 top neighborhoods and things that actually are highlighted in each one of them that will really give you an idea of where you may want to land. Now on the 5th one, I do share a very interesting highlight about it, and you want to stay till the end and hear about why this is one of the key reasons it makes one of the top 5. So let's dive right in and get started. Okay, so let's talk about the first one on the list that made the top 5. This area is called Snellgrove, and it's at the northern tip of Brampton. It's actually bordering on to Caledon. It is an amazing spot, one of the smallest residential communities. So if you like it more slow-paced, you like green space, and you like to sort of be tucked away, then this might really be a great location for you. Let me share with you some of the highlights that make up part of why Snellgrove is an area where a lot of families with young children make it home. So one of the things that is really important to note about Snellgrove is the amount of green space, parks, and conservation areas. There is a huge amount of outdoor leisure type of living where families that like the outdoors, they actually love Snellgrove for this very reason. The other thing is that it is a home for a lot of people that want the larger homes, 4 bedrooms plus, and are looking for an area where it's more so owner occupied. So about 90% of the homes are owner occupied, and about 95% of the homes are actually fully detached homes. You will see semi-detached and townhomes, but again, it's predominantly detached homes in larger lots, I would say. You're looking at anywhere between the price of about $750,000 to $1.5 million, depending on lot size and square footage. This area, I do have to say to you that you would need a car. There are bus stops in the residential areas, but it is one of those areas where really getting around will require a vehicle. Grocery stores, pharmacies, cafes, and restaurants are, within 5 to 10 minutes driving distance. If you're looking at getting into more of the big box stores, you are looking at about 15 minutes. The cool thing about Snellgrove is it does have an exit for an exit for the 410, which really helps because if you're commuting, if you're getting onto the highway for work or getting into the different areas in Brampton, this is a great spot because access to the highway is right there. So Snellgrove is actually one of the top 5 because of 1, its accessibility, 2, because it's family oriented, and 3, it's secluded and it's a very quiet neighborhood. Okay, so the second area that I'm going to talk about is called the Vales of Castlemore. This is an upscale neighborhood, and I'm going to actually tie in North Vales of Castlemore because it's just located just slightly above this particular neighborhood. So I'm going to group this together because there are very much, in terms of similarities, quite a bit that you can compare. Now, it is more mansion style living. If you look at North Castlemore, you're going to see a lot of large estate homes. And, you're looking at 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, even up to 6,000 square feet. The pricing is going to range. So in Vales of Castlemore, you're looking at roughly a median price, starting price at about just over $1 million. And you can see it going up to about close to $2 million depending on square footage. And a lot of the homes, especially in North Vales of Castlemore, you're going to see wide frontages, so 50, 60, even 70 feet. And the cool thing about this area is the accessibility that you have towards getting into Caledon, which is just north of there, off Mayfield, or going east, you're looking at, you're pretty close to Vaughan. So a lot of people like this area if they're looking at accessing Highway 427. So in the Vales of Castlemore, you've got 11 public schools, you've got 6 Catholic schools. These homes were built in the 2000s, so now we're finding a lot of homes coming in with renovations, updates, upgrades. I actually used to live on a street called Tree Line in a smaller bungalow, and it was beautiful when I purchased it. It was about 15 years ago, but driving by it now, I've seen that, you know, it's had a brand new door put in, it's had a roof done, and I'm certain inside that there have been some renovations done too. So this is in an area where you're going to find is a lot of families. And accessibility is good. Busing is great. There's a lot of different bus stops in the different areas within Castlemore. So, you know, you're going to have the accessibility. You do need a car, however. I mean, in most cases, you know, to get in and out of the area, if you're looking at commuting, the highways, like I mentioned, is Highway 427 is close. If you want to get to the 410 from the Vales of Castlemore, you're looking at about a 15-minute drive across either Sandalwood or Mayfield. You can definitely access the 410. And depending on traffic, it's going to take you anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes. And this varies because if you're looking at the morning commute or the evening return home, it does get heavy. So be aware of the traffic situation. So I want to talk about some of the highlights in this area. There is a beautiful rec center, a community center. There are 8 parks that you can access. So great for those that have young children, want to access the playgrounds, or having some outdoor space for, you know, running the little ones in terms of just getting their energy out. So it's a great area for families. You do have 4 basketball courts, and you have 3 sports fields, which is really important as a lot of people are looking at more active lives, and this gives them the opportunity to stay within their community, but yet have access to it all. So this area is another one of my favorites, and it does make the list because, again, it has some of the homes that are newer, because I am going to talk about another area where it's an amazing, beautiful area, but it's much, much older from the onset of when they started building. So stay tuned for the next area. Okay, so now we're going to talk about an area called Southgate. This is an area that is in the older section of Brampton. It's one of the alphabetically named planned communities in Bramalea, and the letters of the alphabet that this section has is E and F. So let me explain that a little bit. So when Bramalea was being planned, what they did was they had sections in the different areas with each of the sections divided with the alphabet. So there was the A section, the B section, all the street names were starting with those alphabets just to keep everything contained. So when I talk about Southgate, this is where the E and F section will be found. You will find all of the streets in the E section starting with E, and respectfully, the F section would be the same in terms of all of the streets. Would start with the letter F. And this is really easy when you're actually navigating through the areas. When someone says that, you know, I live in the E section, then if you're familiar with Brampton, you know exactly where that is. So it's a nice way of categorizing what area in Bramalea you're in. So this area was built back in the 1970s. So these homes are much older. However, these homes also have a lot of character because this is the area you will find back splits in, side splits, and you're going to get bungalow style living as well. So, and the lots tend to be a little bit larger as well. So again, this is really for those families who like to be in an area where there's a lot of character, where not all of the homes are cookie cutter. There's lots of space between the houses. and there's accessibility. So from Southgate, you're very close to downtown Brampton. You've got access to shops, groceries, restaurants, pharmacies, you name it, and you can access it within 5 to 10 minutes. Now, there's also very good busing here. So if you don't have a car, it's easy to get around in the area. I find that those that really hover over this area or really like this area are those that are looking at it from a perspective of accessibility. Again, you know, the Highway 410 is right there. Also, you're not too far off from Mississauga, and you're really at the center of Brampton. So no matter where you're going in the other areas of Brampton, you will find that it's easy to get around. So let me talk about the highlights of the area. There are 16 sports fields. So it's an area where there's a lot of families, lots of children in the area. So there's a lot of activities going on. There's a rec center, an indoor pool, and there are 3 gyms that you could access within about 5 to 10 minutes driving. So again, it makes it very accessible for those that are looking for an active lifestyle. Lots of young families here. And I do want to mention that here you will find that there is a school, it's called Dorset Public School, which actually has a French immersion program. Now, back when I first moved to Brampton about 20 years ago, I actually needed a school that had special needs programming because my son has special needs. And so what I found is that there were a couple of schools that offered special programming, and my son was able to go into a school that really met his needs and had a program that was spectacular with the right amount of staffing and things like that. So if you are looking at schools that have special ed or French immersion, you're going to have options in this area. Again, you know, all the schools, depending on the subdivisions in terms of boundaries, there is a way to go look at what schools are available. If you're looking at moving into the area and you want a specific school, I will put a link in the description of where you can find that information, but definitely something to look at if you are if you have young children and you're looking for a very specific type of school. There's also private schools in the areas which would help for those that are looking for that. So again, a very central point in Brampton, and that is one of the highlights that people just love about this location, even though the homes are older. I do have to say a lot of these homes have been renovated and updated. So they've kept the exterior pretty much the same. However, when you go inside, there are modern finishes in a lot of them that I've shown, and a couple of my clients actually have bought in this area recently, and the homes were spectacular. So that is a very nice area if you're looking for something that has a lot more character and a central location. Now, if you're enjoying this video, remember to subscribe to the channel and turn notification on so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Let's talk about the 4th neighborhood. This is one of my favorites. It's called Peel Village. I want to give you a little bit of history in terms of how and why Peel Village was created. This is one of the first planned communities that Brampton did, which included industrial and commercial with residential, which allowed people that live in Peel Village the accessibility to a lot of these things such as parks, cafes, pharmacies, restaurants, all within walking distance. And there's a great busing system as well. Now they have actually added a bus station, which is right at the corner of Steeles and Highway 10. Highway 10 is also known as Ontario. In case you hear these two, you don't want to get confused that they're 2 separate roads. Now, what I want to highlight here is that there are about roughly 5,000 homes in the Peel Village area. You will have a mix of mid-rise, high-rise, and townhouses. And the pricing ranges from anywhere between $500,000 to close to $2 million, depending where you are in Peel Village. If you're backing onto park space or green space, of course, you're going to be paying a lot more for the property. And some of these lots can be quite large. A lot of the homes do have in-ground pools as well. So if you like to have some of those things already done in an area and you're looking for a home with a pool, this might be a good area to look in. Now, let me highlight some of the features around this particular pocket of Brampton. Highway 410 is literally just steps away at Highway 10 in Steeles. You are going to have a bus station there. going down Highway 10 towards Dairy Road. You're at the border of Mississauga, and you actually have access to Highway 407 about 5 minutes from Peel Village. And if you go south of that, you are going to be accessing the Four Corners, the Brampton Mall, and then the downtown core of Brampton. So amazing area for families, for young professionals who are looking for a little bit more of a hip area to live in and access to a lot of the amenities that are so beautiful in Brampton. Now, what I do want to tell you here is that you are going to find that there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of hustle and bustle. So if you're really liking more of a quiet neighborhood or a quiet area, this might really give you a sense that there's a lot going on, because again, it's the hub of Brampton and it's located right in the center. And that is something to make note of. There are schools in the area. There are parks. Gage Park is actually just 5 minutes south of Peel Village, and it's a beautiful park. In the winter, they have an ice rink that is outdoors, that is free. In the summer, there's a splash pad for children, and there is, just a very nice, quaint area to sit and have a picnic. So this is one of my favorite areas because of where it's located. Okay, so there's a couple of reasons why this area made it to the top 5, and there's one main reason which I'm going to share with you in a little bit. The area is called Fletchers Meadows. It was built in 2005, and it has been home to about 40,000 people, about 15,000 homes that were built. Now, the construction here is important to note. Most of the homes are made of brick, and they are typically double-car garages on the detached homes, and the detached homes roughly between 30 to 50 foot frontage. So for those that really want a bit more space, this is really a great neighborhood. And most of the detached homes actually come with double car garages as well. For some families, this is a really important key feature that they're looking for. One of the key highlights of this area is its proximity to a GO station. For a lot of people that live in Northwest Brampton, accessing a highway is a little bit more difficult just because it is about 15 to 20 minutes from this neighborhood. But if you're commuting to downtown Toronto, the GO station is really in your backyard. And this is something that a lot of my clients utilize because this makes the commute much, much faster and easier for them. If you're looking at going to downtown Brampton, depending on traffic, you're looking at about a 15 to 20 minute drive down. So just make a note of that. And traffic is going to vary depending on, the travel time, morning, coming home, rush hour, things like that. The highlights of this area are many, but the main one I'm going to really share with you right now is the state-of-the-art community center that they built with the family in mind. So Cassie Campbell is a state-of-the-art building that really houses all of the activities that really any family would utilize. So there's an indoor pool, there is organized sports, volleyball, basketball, racket sports, sauna. If you are looking at any activities for your children, like swimming lessons, this is all going to be in this particular community center for this neighborhood. I also find many other people coming from other areas utilizing the services here because they're so amazing. So this is the main highlight for this community. There are a lot of schools in the area. You'll find that there's public, Catholic, primary schools, high schools. There's even special ed programming in this area. So that is something that's really important for those families looking for different options for education. And again, this is a community built for families. So when they were building it, they really had in mind to create a space where families that lived in this neighborhood didn't have to travel too far away. There's Fortino's, which is a large grocery shopping experience. There's other shopping for groceries as well. There's cafes, there's restaurants, there's pharmacies. So there's lots of things that you really don't need to go too far out beyond the neighborhood. And I want to share with you some of the other things that really attract families with young children or just families with children is there's 20 playgrounds in the area. So this is a community that is built around green space. You're going to find 9 sports fields, 11 basketball courts, and you're going to find an ice rink and an indoor pool. So again, if you have an active lifestyle or you want to incorporate an active lifestyle in your family's life, then this is a great neighborhood to land in. And one of the main things that other areas don't have is this particular area has 2 skateboard parks. So again, based on families' needs and families' lifestyle, this area is perfect for those looking for the things that I've highlighted. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe to the channel and turn your notification on so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. If you have a certain area or questions about this area, comment below, and I typically answer all of the messages that come in, and I'd be happy to do a video if there's an area you're interested in. If you'd like to get a hold of me, you can call me, email me, text message me. You can even send me a pigeon carrier. Whatever it is, I'm here to help. So make sure you reach out to me if you have any questions. Until then, until the next video, I'll see you then.